doctor?
No, not the doctor, Ernst. What he said about the girl's story.
I have no reason not to believe him.
Stitched together like a rag doll.
The girl was lying.
Was she?
It's as simple as that, Victor. A lie, nothing more.
I assure you, Henry, even simplicity can turn into something twisted and evil. Today's exhilaration can fade quickly into tomorrow's grief.
Can't you say a single sentence without decorating it with crepe?
The girl was not lying, Henry.
Victor, be reasonable.
Don't patronize me, I tell you the girl spoke the truth.
I will not stand here and listen to this raving.
Henry, wait. Wait. If our friendship means anything at all, I ask you to stay. I plead with you to stay.
On one condition.
What is that?
The Victor Frankenstein who left this chateau for the university for sanctuary is not the same man who returned. Something happened to him on his way back, and I want to know what it was. And unless you're prepared to tell me, you're afflicted.
Yes, yes. I intend to. I want to. I must. You're my last hope, Henry. What I'm going to tell you would chill the marrow of your mortal bones.
Let me be the judge of whether or not the mortal bones will freeze.
If I appear unsettled and half mad, there is a reason.
If you're referring to Ernst's visit, I can only comment that it is unjust to blame the messenger for the message.
You think that is why I cried out?
Well, tell us something to think.
The secret of my unrest lies here. In these papers and documents, recorded crimes of Victor Frankenstein. You think that whatever happened began at the university? You are wrong. It began behind that laboratory door. Now, as a boy, science and biology consumed me, as it did you. Far more than the fever that now plagues my brain. I was more advanced in my studies than even you realized. And the university really stimulated me to press on into the secret that has baffled men from the moment they first sucked breath.
What secret?
I often ask myself, from when did the principle of life proceed?
It's a bold question.
And yet we are always on the brink of discovering something new and strange and bold. Oh, our cowardice or carelessness defeat us. We restrain our inquiries in fear of what we might discover. We fear the unknown and long to embrace it, Henry. You see, I had one passion, and only one, to examine the causes of life. And to do that, I first had to have recourse to death.
Death?
I became acquainted with the science of anatomy in a way that was zealous, exhilarated. I observed the natural decay and corruption of a human body.
Victor, I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Then you are a fool.
That's ridiculous.
I saw how the fine form of man was degraded and wasted. I beheld the corruption of death and studied until my senses no longer knew the hour, the day, the week. And then suddenly, in the midst of my darkness, sudden light broke in upon me. A light so brilliant and wondrous, yet so simple, that among so many men of genius, I alone, Victor Frankenstein, should be reserved to discover so astonishing a secret.
That again.
I ask for your friendship, not your skepticism.
You have both. Go on.
The stages of the discovery were both distinct and probable. Others could have discovered what I did. Albertus Magnus, for one. Ah, but brilliant minds must match their gifts with boldness and imagination, not be earthbound by the improbable. After days and nights of incredible labor and fatigue, I succeeded in discovering the causes of generation and life. I was capable of bestowing animation upon lifeless matter.
That's not possible, Victor.
Really. You know, in a solitary chamber at the top of my rooming house, I kept a workshop of filthy creation.
And how did you employ such a creation?
How did I employ it? Well, first you must ask yourself one question. Before I found so astonishing a power placed within my hands, I hesitated a long time before I decided how to use it.
Let me ask again. How did you employ it?
You don't understand this, Henry. All this happened because of the creature that I had created. The charnel house in the graveyard was not a holy place to me. It would instead become a receptacle of bodies deprived of life. I employed this, Henry, with considerable dedication and a strong stomach. The city morgue and charity hospital furnished my materials. From one I stole a hand. From the other I purchased a leg. And on dark nights the graveyard would prove productive. in direct proportion to the energy I was willing to expand in. Opening the grave.
No more, Victor. That's enough.
I became painful to a nervous degree. And the fall of a leaf startled me. And I shunned everyone as if I were guilty of a crime. After I collected the instruments around my table, I fell asleep across my cot, troubled by dreams.
I should think so. If that was the end of your experiment.
If only it could have been. I dreamt I saw the grave worms crawling around in my father's funeral shroud. I startled from my sleep in horror and beheld the creature I created with these hands, staring down at me, one hand outstretched, as if the creature were imploring for some aid. There. Now you know everything.
I know only what you have told me.
You still don't understand.
What more can there be?
Ernst, William's murder, the gypsy girl. Think, Henry, think! Ah, but this man was no ordinary mortal. He was large and stitched together like a rag doll. It was he, my creature made from bits and pieces of other men, who murdered William. Don't you understand, Henry? He's followed me here to Geneva.
Even if what you say is true, then why would he do that? Why would he murder William? Why would he hate you if you give him life? No, it just seems too preposterous.
Henry, you must listen.
Victor, I've heard more than enough.
I'm not mad!
You will be if you continue this way. Good day, Victor.
Henry, I ask for your help. Do not desert me. Henry, come back. Don't be such a child, Henry. No. No! Devil! Murderer! Henry! Come quick, Henry, please, come back! He's here! Henry! Look! Do you still doubt me? See for yourself, stitched together like a demon from hell! Here is proof of my infamy.
God help you, Victor. And God help us all.
Frankenstein.